Alright guys, just putting out a really short video talking about some of the new changes that have happened in the latest firmware release for the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet. So as you can see, it was released December 18th, 2019. We are now running 3.0.19 version. And there's been a few things that they've changed. Nothing crazy, but a couple of really cool features that I think a lot of people are going to like. So the first thing is that they have now enabled folder support for your add-on. So this is something that I wanted right from the get-go. As soon as we got that add-on tool, we needed to have a way to filter between consoles, at least an easy way to filter between consoles. So what you can do now is you can actually create folders right on the USB drive, and you can label them Arcade or Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo or whatever it happens to be, and then you can load whatever UCE files directly into the associated folder, so that way when you're actually on the arcade cabinet, you've got everything kind of filtered out that way. So if you want to only look at your Genesis games, you just have to navigate to Genesis, click on the Genesis button, and then you'll be able to see only the Genesis games that you've got on your USB drive. So that's a really nice feature. I love that they've included it. Now I do want to make note that it only supports one specific level, so you can't create folders within folders. You can't say, okay, I'm going to do a Genesis folder, and then within that I'm going to put all my fighting games in a separate folder and all my sports games in another folder. It doesn't go that far. You can only have one level of folders that it can identify. Another improvement that goes hand in hand with this is that they now have improved load speeds from the USB drive. So that is nice and handy. It's not a huge amount faster, but it is noticeable, so that's always good to see. And then the last major thing that's been added for this firmware update is the ability to add your own video for attract mode. So this is really cool. You can essentially find any video that you want online or wherever. You can make your own video, it doesn't matter, and that will replace the standard screensaver that is stock on the cabinet. The only thing that you're going to have to keep in mind here is that it needs to be less than 50 megabytes. And what actually is cool about this is what you do is you create a folder on your USB drive. It's called HA8800_screensaver. That's going to be your main directory. And then you're going to throw the MP4 file that again is less than 50 megabytes into that folder. And then you're going to go into the attract mode option within the settings section, and you're going to click on that. Then you're going to have to scroll down, and you're going to change it from server to local, and then you're going to plug your USB drive in after you're already on that screen. If you have your USB drive already plugged in, it will not identify the USB or the folder. So you need to make sure that you plug the USB drive in after you've entered into this menu. Then you'll notice that the video file will populate. You'll click on it. It'll ask, are you sure you want to set that as your screensaver? And you'll hit yes. And the nice thing about this feature is that it actually takes that video file and it loads it onto the actual cabinet. So you don't have to have the USB drive in there in order for that MP4 file to actually play. So that's really handy. That's pretty much it in terms of the upgrades. There's been a couple UI improvements, general performance and stability improvements. Those are things that are pretty much generic that they throw on every single firmware update. I'm sure there's a couple things that they fixed, but in terms of this specific firmware update, that's kind of all that we've got. So lots of awesome improvements. We have folder support and we have custom attract mode screensavers. So that's all I've got for you in this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more information on this and a lot of the other products that I tend to cover on my channel. But that's all I've got. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon.